What's up, buttercups? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are finally getting to the tour of my bookshelf with all of my cute knickknacks. A lot of these are Funko Pops, and a lot of these are also things that my grandmother or great-grandmother gifted to me. I'm going to start from the top and go down because there are quite a few sections on the lower left side of this bookcase that doesn't have anything because it's on the bottom shelf and no one really sees them. But let's start at the top right here. These are actually, I'm going to count these 3 really old books. They were gifted to me by my husband a few years ago. I don't really know where to put them. You can't read them, so they're kind of like decorations and they have to be on their side or else it's just not going to work. So they are where they are, but I do appreciate it. Moving on over here, ooh, we've got a great collection right here. Now that vase, the big one right here, I actually created that in Ceramics 101 class at community college. Maybe it's been 7 years. Oh yeah, okay, it's been quite some time, but I really enjoyed that ceramics class, and my professor, Kevin, yes, so cool. We know him by Kevin, his first name. He was like, oh, you need to do like more classes because you have a real gift. And I was like, I am going to university. But thank you so much for the compliment. That is one of my handmade ceramics that I did in that class. There's another one that's somewhere. And then there's another one that's huge that I did not want to track all the way over to the West Coast because I'm from the East Coast. So I gifted that set to my brother, and he does very specific Wiccan rituals with that set. It's a huge bowl with a very colorful glaze in the bowl, and then there's a huge bottom set. Yeah, it was just too delicate to take over. This one though, that thing is heavy, so I didn't mind bringing that to the West Coast. The vase with very pretty etchings of flowers. I can't find that online because I was thinking of giving it away, or not giving it away, selling it, but then I picked it up and there's like a cork in it or something. So one, can't find what it would even be worth. I have no idea. And then 2, even if it was worth something, it would not be worth anything because there's like a cork in it and I can't get it out. So it shall be on my shelf for the foreseeable future. My great-grandmother gifted me these 2 lovely items. I love, this is the Russian stacking doll. I'm not going to open it because I would need 2 hands, but it's handmade in Russia. And then this one, this is, I'm thinking it is a Chinese flutist. I can't figure out, based on my searches online, what the actual term is for this ceramic piece of art. So yeah, I don't know about that, unfortunately. There are some couple things like the 2 that I mentioned right here and right here. Very obscure for my great-grandmother. She passed away in the early 2000s and she had a lot of art and knickknacks and all of that, but even the internet is failing me with these 2 in particular. I'm not interested at all in giving away the Russian stacking doll. It's just the porcelain. I get nervous with porcelain. But she is there to stay and probably for the foreseeable future. Coming over to here, well, just a girl who loves foxes because I am obsessed with foxes. That was gifted to me by my husband. That's probably not gonna stay there because it is a tote, but then again, it might. Who knows? Now, this is another ceramic piece. I didn't create the bowl that has my little handmade bookmarks in there. But what I did was I created the handprints here. I made it very basic, and then I just went all artsy fartsy and I splashed it with the same, I think it was iron. It's been so long I forget the terms, but I can picture it, what I did 7 years ago. And I remember I was just going at this one thing because it was free. The person who created it didn't want it because it wasn't perfect. You can kind of see it's a little wonky at the top. And so then I was just going at it with my hands and just throwing that iron up in there, and the professor comes in and he's like, very interesting, Nicole, very interesting. Sorry, continue. That was a good time. This is a handcrafted dagger knife from Colorado Springs. This was gifted to me by my husband when we were visiting Colorado Springs. It is gorgeous. It is actually created from, I forget his name, but he calls himself Mountain Man. And you know what? I don't doubt it. I bet you are Mountain Man. Up next, 2 more things that are ceramics. I did not create these. This was actually free because it's not perfect, at least not perfect to the person who created it at the class that was at the community college. You might see a couple more of these. There is a lot of, if it's not perfect, then I'm not going to take it home. But I love it. I really do. That needs to be moved somewhere because it's kind of chunky monkey. This was handcrafted, engraved, and painted by an indigenous artist, and I bought this in New Mexico quite a few years ago. Lovely. Very pretty. Is it on the bottom? Ah, yeah, Navajo. DB. I'm pretty sure you're not watching, but if in the very small chance that you are, I have had this for at least 10 years and I appreciate the artistry, and it's just gorgeous, still gorgeous. Oh no, here's, I'm starting with this because that's the elephant in the room. This wind up toy right here. Where's the little wind up? It's just creepy, but also cute at the same time. Hold on. I'm pretty sure that's A Small World, right? I think it is. This was part of my baby, newborn, toddler collection that is in a box that my mom sent over. And it's porcelain. It's a cat as a pastel clown. Let's go with that. I was trying to figure out, do I, sell it at an antique shop or not? But like, it's worth $25, and that would mean, oh, I get maybe $10. It doesn't work all that much. It wants to do it when it wants to do it, I guess. Now this one right here, that's actually not mine, that's from my husband, but his office is a hot mess right now. And that is a hookah from, I forget, was it? It's either, he said, Jordan, Afghanistan, or Iraq that he bought it, and he has the rest of the stuff in his office, but he can't find it. It's there though, he has a lot of boxes. And that's just gonna be there for a little bit longer until he figures out his box situation in his organized office. Now, I love these 2 stones. This is for sure amethyst. This is from my grandmother. And maybe this is amethyst, but I don't know. It's a pretty purple rock. What do you want from me? I'm keeping it. This is like a spooky, screaming, fake book set that I forgot to put away during Halloween. And then we started the moving process last December. Yes, there are a couple months in between there. Okay, I totally get it. But it's just gonna hang out here for a little bit. I think it matches. It doesn't scream because I turned it off. Like, I don't need an adrenaline dump here, but it is where it is because at least it makes sense. And then I don't have to pull it out for spooky season. I think that's a win. Oh, I have my Pikachu. I think that might be at least 20 years old. And then we have Vexation, aka Vex. And my husband got that for me a couple of years ago. He is so damn cute. And then this really shiny, fancy Voss. It's glass. And I forget where my husband told me he bought it from. But that also technically shouldn't be there. We're still, you know, unpacking stuff. But it will probably be there for the rest of the year. So I'm counting it. Moving down, the only thing that I have right here, this is actually from my grandfather, and it has survived at least 20 years, if not longer. It's just a shell that I remember because they lived on the beach. My grandmother and my grandfather lived on the beach. They owned like a very small slice of beach for quite some time before he passed away, and then she had to go into a assisted living facility due to dementia. But they would just collect stuff, and one of the things that was passed on to me was this shell. I'm not sure how the turtle died. It's a hard word for me, sorry. But it was not at least the damage of the shell, because the shell is completely intact. So it could have died of old age or something, but he found it on the beach, and then he cleaned it up, and then he glued it together. So that has been holding on for quite some time. Moving down here, we have another work of indigenous art, but that does not show, oh yeah, it doesn't really show anything. This was bought from, it's either Albuquerque or Santa Fe. And they do a lot of street art selling. There's probably a word for that, but I'm just gonna go with that. I need some coffee. And yeah, as it said, it was $8, handcrafted though. And I love the Roadrunner. It's really cute. Over here, you know, Deadpool rocking it as a flamingo dancer. That's not anything special. You're gonna see a lot of Funko Pops. I just really love Deadpool. I think he's like the only quote-unquote comic book hero that I enjoy watching. He's not a hero, get it? He's like an anti-hero. I can't stand other hero-ish movies, so he gets a spot. And this was handcrafted, and I bought this in the Cayman Islands in 2014. I don't really put anything in it, but it's just really, really cute, and I love the artistry. That headpiece is for the Renaissance Festival, but unfortunately, the West Coast is not into Renaissance festivals, so I'm really sad. But I got that for Morshka. That is a seller. I think they sometimes go to Texas, because Texas has a specific Renaissance festival that lasts for a long time, and it's the biggest. I'm used to, and I got this from the Annapolis Renaissance Festival many, many years ago. I love Morishka. If you're into Renaissance anything, they have great clothing. It's held up. I think it's almost 20 years old now. Now this is Rudolph, this smiley, adorable fox. I love foxes. No one can deny that anymore. Now that's Billy from Hocus Pocus, and that is Evie from The Mummy. And moving over to this is very important to me. This is hand carved. This is from my grandmother. And a friend of hers from India gifted this hand. It's Ganesh, and I'm pretty sure it might be Shiva. I'm not 100% sure. I have lost that information, but my guess would be Shiva. It could be Krishna. No, Ganesh. And this was one item that I really wanted, and I received when my grandfather passed away and my grandmother was moved into assisted living. Moving on. Oh, well, actually right here. VIP meet and greet. I am obsessed with Bowling for Soup. They are love. They are life. I have this meet and greet pass, and it will forever stay in my possession. Moving back up here. This is Lemmy Kilmeister from Motorhead absolutely adore Lemmy. Lemmy is love. He is life. And we have Stitch. I am obsessed with Stitch. I have been told when I was younger that I am like Stitch. I don't know if that's good or bad. You know what? No, it's good, because then he learns how to behave. He's a little chaotic, but he knows how to behave. So that's my life in a nutshell. And then down here we have the three-legged pig. That was from New Mexico in Albuquerque in 2007. I've been there 3 times, so it kind of blurs together. Sorry about that. But it's a lucky pig, and I forget the lore, other than it's lucky. I'm so sorry. But over here we have Archer Sterling drinking, and just one more drink, y'all. One more drink. These are some cute things over here. This is just a bookend, but I love the colors. This, I am not 100% sure. I know it's a turtle, but I am forgetting the significance. I don't know if there is much significance there. That was just in a small box with a bunch of other items, and my grandmother did not know where she got it or anything like that, but I still think it's really cute. The 2 notes that you see, thanks, and these shells, they're handwritten notes from my husband because he's so damn adorable. And the giant in the room, Gizmo, plush doll, he is in its somewhat original packing. There was like plastic around him, but I took the plastic off, but he's still there. I mean, well, you can move him too. He was stuck in there, and I just didn't find that appropriate. You know, if he wants to get up or anything like that, he can do so. He's not fragile. I don't know why it says fragile, but he's just so damn cute. I love the Gremlin movie. And then this cup holder, it's not a cup holder. What's that thing called? I don't know. I'm blanking out. It's fine. Someone in the comments. You put your drinks on it so it doesn't stain the wood. I know how to explain things, but there's just things that I forget what the name is. But anyway, it's a Seminary Ridge Museum from Gettysburg. That was a fantastic trip in Gettysburg. That 2017, it's either 2017 or 2018, was really great. I went with my husband. Down here, we're moving down. This is a very, very old clam chowder, New England specifically, clam chowder bowl with the ingredients. And this was from my grandparents. I don't know how old it is, but it's pretty damn old. So I just keep it here versus using it. I don't want it to chip or break anymore. It's kind of a little chipped right now. And this is from Trader Joe's from 2 Christmases ago, mistletoe. We've got the Pumpkin King Jack Skellington. Of course, obviously. We'll get to Sally soon. I probably have to put Sally and Jack together. Or not, you know. She is her own lady, and we love to see it. This is it crystal or glass? It's very old. It is heavy. It is delicate. It is from Ireland. From my grandparents. And I snatched that up real fast because it's just so cute. Coming over here, we've got Pikachu, Piglet, Momo. These are my faves. I love sidekicks. And my husband bought me this beautiful handcrafted Tree of Life. You probably see it often. And he bought it on Amazon, but it was from a third-party seller. And this, oh, very old. It probably has a specific name. I don't know what it is. My grandmother had that in her possession for at least 40 years, if not longer. There is a spiritual meaning to it. I'm just so blanking right now. I used to know these things, but then I kind of info dumped some specific stuff when I became an atheist. But she did use this in rituals. She was a spiritual science minister, specifically neo-pagan. This was gifted from my husband. He's so cute. This is amethyst block, and this is probably 50 years old, also from my grandmother. And this is from my grandparents. Love this. They got this in Egypt. They went twice to Egypt. There are not markets, but people, at least back then, and I'm probably sure now, they put up booths around and near the pyramids to sell their wares, and that's where they got that one from. My husband bought this for me a couple of years ago. It is chunky, it is gorgeous, it is a typewriter that I've never used a typewriter, but you know what? If you're a writer, you need to have a typewriter somewhere. And this, I don't know the stone, but this is also about 40 years old, if not older. This jewelry holder was bought in Arizona, northern Arizona to be precise, near Meteor Crater. It is a work of art. This is tile, and then this is, I forget the metal, but it is handmade. It is engraved by the artist. This is one of the, it's not perfect, and they just abandoned it at the community college, which I don't know why they don't think it's perfect. And they didn't even mark on the bottom their initials or anything like that. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Look, artists, really, I'm saying it as a writer, we can be our own worst enemies. Do you think that that is not perfect? I mean, look, nothing's perfect. I'm saying that, like, there was so much supposed issues, or one main issue that was rejected. I don't see it, so thank you, it's mine. Down here, we've got Legolas from Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Well, the Hobbit movies. And then we have Danny from Hocus Pocus. Maybe I should set her up with Billy. Sit them together. I don't know. And just to go down, because this is the only spot that has, no, the second to last spot that only has a item on the bottom of this shelf. It's the Peace pink dog that is, I don't know, maybe it's worth 20 bucks online. I'm keeping it. I bought a bunch of underwear and bras like how long ago, and I got a free dog, so that is mine, baby. The lovely Erica, my friend Erica, she knows I love foxes, and she bought me that a couple years ago, and it is on my shelf to stay. I love that saying, that picture, and there's a little book that goes with it. This is, I don't think that's is that an amethyst ball? I grabbed a lot of stuff from my grandmother, and I am not a rock, gem, stone, anything expert. I just know that it would go to like Goodwill or something, or like thrown out if I didn't grab it. And then also my brother, who's Wiccan, he grabbed a lot of stuff related to neo-paganism and everything that had to do with that. I actually have just a couple of things. You think that's a lot? No, it was a lot. And I took maybe 25% of stuff, and he took the rest relating to neo-paganism. But there was just some things that I grew up really obsessed over, and one of them was the pretty purple ball. And here's Sally. She's dressed up all cutesy wootsy. It was on sale for, I don't know, $8, so yes. And then this is another ceramic piece that was just not perfect, and I grabbed it. And then these, oh my god, these Disneyland 2020. My husband and I are at Disneyland, and while we were in the park, Disneyland shut down because of COVID. And we technically have 1 or 2 days left on that. We were just trying to get up to Washington State, because as we were driving, everything was closing. We didn't think about getting a refund. You could have gotten a refund. It's been dead and gone. Okay. 5 years, in fact. But I wanted to keep those 2 tickets because that was just bonkers. Like, we were walking around, we were about to get food, and on the speaker, which just doesn't happen, whoever was announcing all the things that were happening, they're like, yeah, you gotta go. It was not great. It was not great. Moving down, this is the only other thing that I have down here, right? fox. It's Mama Fox. You're going to see the 2 baby foxes shortly. This is another item that Erica gifted to me. Thank you so much. Moving on. Up here, we've got the cute little baby foxes. Mama Fox. Mama Fox is big, and she tilts a little bit. I think it's because I hurt her paw when we moved into this house. But we've got baby foxes right here, and we have the fantastic Joker fox. My husband bought this piece of art a couple of years ago. I love it. And then we have Katara from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Oh, and we see the other airbending stuff over here. We've got Aang and Appa. I might need to just have one shelf for Avatar: The Last Airbender. Probably. Maybe. It depends how busy I get / how bored. And then the other item is a dapper fox that my husband got me. So cute. Lastly, not too much here, other than the other part of this cutesy bookend. The blue one, that set is for my husband, but he has to still set up his mini shelves and figure out where to put that. This jewelry box from Ireland, probably 30 years old at this point, if not older, because my grandparents bought that on one of their trips. They did mini trips to Ireland, and I don't know where it originates from, but it was handcrafted. And look, I would pick that up, but I have one hand. Well, let's see. What does it say? Yeah, it's a cute little, what's a writer? A little sassy under there. But I have to now use a very fancy, somewhat expensive mouse pad, or else my wrist hurts. So I have that there because I'm not going to throw it out, but I can't use it because of my wrists, because I work from home and I have to take care of my wrist health. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me in my tour of my cute knickknacks of my bookshelves. I will see you in the next video, and I will link my coffee mug tour video. That was a big hit. And just to preview, well, there's some right here. There's some over there. And right here, that is my coffee mug collection. And I did a whole video on it as promised. Sorry that this one took so long. I was trying to figure out that situation. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment with your thoughts. Subscribe if you loved this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.